Hi everybody, Mike Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer Hobby Supply again. We're going to do another update on what Gavin and I have been working on the ACT. It's the first part of a three-part rebuild, which you guys probably already know because you've watched the other videos. But I'm going to show you what we've been doing here, and it's a mess, but it's an update, okay? So let's take a look. Okay guys, I'm going to try a kind of a little new style, kind of a selfie style, I guess you might call it. You can see in the background that we've got the board extended, and I have all the stringers in underneath. We'll take a closer look here though, and I'll explain to you what's happening and what we've been doing under there, and a couple other things that have sidetracked us a little bit. Okay guys, here it is again. We got the track all in. I put a little siding in right here, just hopefully to put a building there or something for receiving materials or something. I'm not really sure what yet. But all the track does fit in here. I have all the blocks put in. You can actually see a block here. That block is for attaching a BD20 to, and then attaching that BD20 to the turnout control for this turnout. I only had one BD20, so I'm waiting on some others to get here. You'll notice here that we have this whole turnout right here is actually another block or another detection section, which actually does throw the turnout. And I'll show you that in a minute how it works on the one leg, but I don't have another BD20 for the second leg. But the track does run, the reversing loop does run. I did have a little bit of trouble down here. I just have some of this stuff, obviously, temporarily wired, but I did have a little trouble with my AR1 here getting the pot adjusted correctly. Like I said, it's all hanging temporarily, but here's the BD20. I'm really happy with the way it works. It detects perfectly. And then way down here on all this junk, I have a switch cat that actually operates the machine. You can see that the BD20 has a wire coming out of it. It comes down to this side of the switch cat. This goes to the turnout, and this is track power. This comes from the track bus coming into this to be able to throw it. There was no programming of this or anything. You can hook switches to this and put push buttons or what have you to operate it locally. However, I don't think I'm going to do that because we're going to be using this mostly in automatic operation. There's no sense in having any way to switch it. But you can see that the wire is really looking junky. But I wanted to show you that we have all of our homosote anchored down and our stringers in down here, and it's all ready to have the fascia put back on. I'm not quite ready to do it yet, but it is all ready. So anyways, like I say, I'm real happy with the BD20, and I think now I'll show you, if I can, how that is working, at least on the one leg. So I hope you saw it switch there. It enters it, and it enters the block and detects and throws the switch. And that's what it's supposed to do. Now if I can just get the other BD20 hooked up, get it hooked up, we should have an automatic loop here. The loop, or the track that you want to take through the loop will have to be selected, which it'll have its own switch controller. So whether you want the inside track or the outside track, you'll have to select that route. But we can have one train sitting in and one train going around. Now let me show you the work that I've been doing on the flood loader. Okay guys, here's what I have of the flood loader so far. I got it weathered up. I don't have any of the hand railings on it. I did get it sanded down and got the weathering put on where the joints are. That bottom that you see on it that goes underneath the track there will probably wind up being cut off because it just raises the track up. So that'll be removed when I get ready to put it in place. I don't have the conveyor weathered yet, but the conveyor, as you can see, comes down to a building here in the middle, It'll have a handrail along the side of it, and I'm going to do that in brass handrail because the one that comes with the kit is just extremely fragile. But that needs to be weathered up, needs the stanchions put on to hold it up and all that stuff. But nevertheless, there'll be, I think I've said it before in the other video, but the old mine building may go over here. I'm not sure. Some kind of building's going to go over here to accept material from the rail, from the mine that comes from that's on the rail that comes from the mine, rather. And then there'll be a conveyor that comes over here and dumps out into this area here. Then there'll be bulldozers that push it into a chute, an underground chute, and the chute will drains down to the bottom of this little building, and then the conveyor takes it up to the loader, and the loader will load it in the cars. So basically we'll have a lot of coal around all of, let me back up here with the camera, but around this area here there'll be a bunch of coal. Now, what I've also done, hang on, pardon me for a minute, I had to get down on the floor there. I had this lake, pre-made lake, and I noticed that when I looked these places up online that they always had some kind of a holding pond with water. So I'm going to try and fit this holding pond in here somewhere, whether it be over this way or maybe back this way somewhere, and do a holding pond for water. I don't know what they use it for, maybe to keep coal dust down or whatever, I don't know. But every one of them I look at, well, not every one, but most of the flood loaders I look at have some type of a water pond near them. Maybe somebody knows what they're used for, I don't. So anyway, I'm going to put that pond in. I may small it up a little bit. I'm not really sure how this is going to work, but the idea is to put the pond in and then have big coal piles and a few bulldozers pushing the coal into chutes, a conveyor coming from a building over there that's dumping the coal that comes in on the little mine train, and you get the idea. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the backdrop over there or anything, but anyway, that's what I've got so far. Let me see if I can back way up here and you can kind of get an idea of the whole area. If I can get way back here. Now you can see how the whole area looks. And then that train will go out, go across the timber trestle there, and then come out on the layout on this first track right here, which is actually will become a branch line once we get the loop put on the other side of the layout over here. So anyways, that's the majority of that. Now this is really what's just been happening here. I'm going to take you under the layout and show you what's been going on, what's been holding me back, and so forth. Okay, here we are under the layout. I've got a couple of lights going on. There's my camera that takes the video of the helix. There's the helix over there. I had a derailment problem. And of course it's always in the place where you can't, where it's the hardest to reach, right? Where you see that splice in the homosote right there, just above that is where the radius started that takes me around back there and to the slope going back down to my lower staging, okay? Well, the double track started about where that splice is and came around to where that splice is. Well, all of a sudden I started having derailment issues because it didn't like the fact that it was going from the super elevated to flat. And I put my hand up there, I can't get my head up there. I used a mirror up there, I could not see anything wrong with the track. But the track was free floating up there. Fortunately, I did not attach it in any way. So I was able to pull that section of super elevated out and put in some regular flat curved track up there. So far so good. I haven't had any issues with it going around there now. So, and the track is still free floating on top of the homosote. But that's eaten up a lot of our time getting to other things here. We also, I've had the heck with this double track, but nevertheless, right here you might be able to see a slight hump right in there, and I've got some, you can see I've got some shims under the track to try and lift it up. The shims was a temporary fix, but I'm going to have to figure out how to get that together level and solder it or do something with it or or hot glue it down or do something, because it keeps getting a hump in it right there, and I keep losing cars there once in a while too, depending on the weather. I guess what I would have to say about this is I've had good luck. While I've had good luck with Homasote on the upper level, I don't think using Homasote for these thin curves was a wise idea. We've had a lot of humidity here lately, and it seems like I've had a lot of issues. Maybe I'm learning what everybody's been telling me for a long time about Homasote. But anyways, I've usually had good luck with it, but not in this humid year we're having. So anyway, that's it on what's been holding us back generally. So we'll probably move on to the ending of this video and try and wrap it up for you guys. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and not much happening. I haven't had a lot of time. We're getting ready for the fair here. So we've been working out at the fairgrounds. In fact, I just got back today, and it's September 19th, Saturday. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed what we're doing so far, and I'm pretty happy with the progress, and we'll see you guys again.
Used to be a cop, but I got to be too jumpy. Used to like to party till I coughed up half a lung. Sometimes late at night I